Hello lads and lasses, Sanythe here, and welcome to your easy to follow complete guide for the Citadelle to More Easter egg. Now this is a decently difficult Easter egg, it's not insanely difficult, but it's also a ton of fun, so I 100% recommend at least trying it out. For the first step, you're going to need to activate Pack-a-Punch, and then in the room with Quick Revive, in this little back route, you can interact with this door and speak to Krafft. After that, you'll be able to collect 4 pages in the Stamina Up room. You can actually collect these prior to talking to Krafft. However, after you speak with him, the symbols on the pages will glow, which makes them a little easier to find. Now, steps 2 to 4, which I'll be talking about here real soon, can all be done simultaneously alongside each other and in any order. There are some small steps in these that require you to have done something prior, and I'll state that when necessary. Now personally, I recommend getting the swords in as early as possible. I have a more in-depth guide on the swords in the description. However, here's just a quick rundown. Light sword, grab sword from statue under red crystal, head to speed cola, melee glowing bug, melee lion door, repeat 4 times, only melee 1 bug at a time. Place sword, shoot symbols in pedestal order, sword done after. Fire sword, place dragon statue on stairs, head to 3 braziers around map, bring fire to dragon without dying. Fire sword done. Lightning sword, grab from across fire statue, kill armored zombie with rod inside him, get dead wire gun, shoot box by speed cola, grab rod, go dead shot, grab rod, take to elemental pop, insert rods, swing, get lightning, then swing at urn with rods until lightning filled and sword upgrade. Dark sword, grab antiquity from room behind statue, take spawn basement, place in wall, put code based on antiquity's matching zodiac symbol and element using this chart to match the triangle to the zodiac sign. Lead balls into hole. When finished, dark sword come from hole. That's how you do with the swords. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Now, this next step only partially requires you to have the swords upgraded. We'll be getting all 4 relics, however we can't unlock any of the incantations until their respective sword element is upgraded. So you can obtain the relics for each element once you have the base variant, but you can't get the incantation until you have the upgraded variant. Now, for example, to get the light relic, which is an amulet, you'll need to have at least used a stamp to unlock the lion sword, even if it's unupgraded. So let's start with that one, the light relic. In the room with the statues, you have to shoot the red crystal up top here to cause a light beam to appear, and you have to shoot it to redirect the light until it's a concentrated beam, and do this with all of the crystals until you've reached the end of the light reflections where you'll obtain the amulet. Next, you can place this relic on the lion sigil, which is located in the same room as the knight statues, and you have to kill all zombies over the small little symbol on the ground. You can do this with really anything, but an upgraded sword usually makes this the easiest. And once you complete all the required kills, you'll see a locked box rise from the ground, and this is where you'll need the upgraded light sword to unlock it by hitting it, and then you'll get the light incantation from that. Once again, this can be done before getting the upgraded sword, you just need to have the base variant unlocked. So you can do this ahead of time as like a preparation step kind of thing. Now the dark relic is also really easy. If you go through the slide from the Pack-a-Punch room, at the end you'll shoot a raven with a bullet gun, and after you exit the slide, look in the sky for a bird and shoot it again, and it'll slowly drop a relic. Next, head to the underwater catacombs and place the relic on the floor in like the sigil, and you get kills to fill it once again, and you can use the upgraded dark sword to obtain the dark incantation. Now for the fire relic, you'll need to have either Molotovs or charge on your alt fire for the upgraded fire sword, and you'll need to light 3 bonfires around the map. One is directly above elemental pop. You can see this from the wall near the cannon. It's on the little structure here. And the next is above the castle entrance, and it can be seen really easily from where the cannon is. The last is high above speed coal on the cliff, and this can once again be seen easily from the wall if you buy this debris. Once you light all 3, a doppelgast will spawn from the flying flames, and killing it will reward you with the relic. Drop down into the castle courtyard, and off to the right there's a sigil you can place the relic in. Fill it with kills, and once again, upgraded fire sword open to get fire incantation. Now lastly is the lightning relic, which can be found above a door in the stables next to Deadshot. Using dead wire, shoot the horseshoe and pick it up. Then you're going to want to launch yourself from the cannon to spawn. The relic will then get electrified and reappear along one of the side routes from spawn to the castle, whether it be the Deadshot side or the speed cola side. Pick it up, and in spawn on the left side there's another sigil, and you know the drill by now. Place the relic, get kills, hit the box with the lightning sword, and get lightning incantation. Once again, this step can be done right after talking to Krafft without having to do any of the sword stuff, but you have to head to the tavern and spawn. There are 6 little vase things with Roman numerals on them. Interact with them to reveal the symbols, and remember the symbols based on order. Don't stress if you don't remember, you can come back to check again later. Head to the flooded catacombs near Pack-a-Punch, and with melee macchiato, punch the wall to reveal the code. Your melee weapon won't work on this. Now shoot the symbols from the vases in order, and after each shot the symbols will randomize and then they'll stay still for a little bit so you can shoot. Just be patient, you don't have to stress too much about this. If you shoot the wrong symbol, you can refresh the board by shooting 6 symbols in total, and then once the 6 are faded, it'll refresh and randomize entirely. It's not timed, once again, so don't stress about it. Now, after shooting all the right symbols, the wall next to it will reveal a book, and you can place the pages that you picked up previously into the book. If you didn't pick up the pages, you can go back and do it right now. Doesn't really matter. Now, each symbol will be glowing, and you have to find the PowerPoint spots around the map that match these symbols exactly. Now, you actually have to do these in order of kind of a backwards end, starting with the top left, then doing the bottom left, then doing the top right, and then finishing with the bottom right. Doing that made it track super consistently just fine for me. Now what you're going to want to do is go to the corresponding symbol from the book, once again the top left one, and activate the trap that matches that symbol, and kill a bunch of zombies inside that trap. This step is, once again, a little bit janky, but if you do them in this order, like I stated previously, it should work just fine. You'll know you did this right if the symbol on the book corresponding to your trap symbol is faded, and your character also usually has some sort of failure quote, which is a pretty decent indicator that you messed up and have to wait for the trap cooldown again. And once all the symbols are faded, Krafft will give a quote once you're finishing up the last one, and by the stamina up staircase, there should be a symbol that pops up showing all 4 elements and some Roman numerals next to them. And it is at this point that you're going to need to have all of the previous steps completed. This includes having all 4 incantations, all 4 upgraded swords, and completing all power spot trap kills from this step, and putting all the pages in the book. You need to have all of that done if you want to continue past this step. Now, on the stamina up staircase, the symbol on the wall will depict each sword element with a Roman numeral next to it. This part had seemed confusing for a while, but it's actually really easy. You have to do the corresponding incant and sword for each element. And you're going to have to do all these in the order that they're labeled via the Roman numerals on the staircase wall. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use the incantation on the corresponding statue. Fire will go to the dragon statue, light will go to the lion statue, lightning will go to the stag, and dark to the raven statues. Statues I'm referring to are the ones you got the base swords from. Now use the incantation, then with the matching elemental sword, you want to inspect the sword while looking at the statue. Once the inspect finishes, the statue will salute, then it'll start glowing gold, and you're going to want to move on to the next element in the order. After all 4 elements are completed in this way, light will emit from the statues to the sky, and a white orb will glide down. Grab the white orb, as you're going to need it for this next step. Now that you have the white orb, you need to charge it with each element at a different location, near where you did each incantation step. And these can be done in any order, but the order I did was I did light, which was upstairs in the statue room directly across from Vulturade. Now this one was a bit odd because there's all the healing orbs that'll pop up when you start the challenge, and what you're going to need to do is kill zombies using the light element near these big orbs, and it seemed like passing through them or causing the healing drops to pass through them was what was sending the charge to the Mystic Orb. It's really strange, but I recommend to keep this the most consistent is using the light incantation and killing as many zombies as you can near these healing orbs and then passing through them every once in a while. That's what worked best for me. This is really the only one that seemed to have these really specific and odd requirements. Next was lightning, which was in spawn. This one's just to the left of spawn on the wall. You input the orb and then you just want to get kills using the lightning element, whether that be the incantation or the sword. What I recommend doing is hit a horde with the incantation and then melee the rest of them, because when they're shocked it still counts as being killed by electric damage. At least for this challenge that seems to be the case. The next was fire, which is right outside the castle courtyard and this little wall. This one, once again, really easy. All you have to do is get killed with the fire element. With the fire sword specifically, if you have a charge, then any melee swings you do with the sword will start doing fire damage and count towards this. But you can also just do the massive explosion from the ability of it and do this really easily. And lastly, for dark, this one can be found in the flooded catacombs near where you do the incantation step in the room with the book and all that. Once again, just get killed with the dark element. I used dark incantation along with the ability for the sword, and I got it done pretty easily. Now after you get all 4 elements completed and fill the orb with them, you can place the orb in the staircase well near stamina, and it'll open up the wall. Activate the recording, and when it's done playing, you can take the guardian key, and all that's left is the boss fight. It's a pretty difficult fight, to be honest, but it's really cool and pretty fun. You're going to want to get prepared. No sky-based kill streaks are going to work, so Hellstorms, Chopper Gunners, LDBRs, any of that stuff, none of that's going to work, so I recommend using a Mutant Injection, especially on higher rounds, because the Mutant Injection damage scales off whatever round you're on. Now, this isn't going to be the best guide for beating the boss. Hopefully I'll be making a better video guide, like specifically for the boss fight later on. But he has 3 phases. He'll sort of lock down in the center between phases, and the arena will become increasingly smaller and engulfed in lava as the phases continue. He does have weak points, so focus on those, like the glowing magma spot in his chest during the 3rd phase. And I also really like the light incantation for killing zombies to get healed, so that's a really solid choice. All 4 incantation elements are in the boss fight arena, so you can pick them up as you run around. There's not any really unique mechanics. There's not a whole lot to say except avoid his attacks and you'll be fine. He'll eventually die if you just shoot him enough. Good luck on the boss fight. I won't be spoiling the cutscene. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.